again, is that going back to the same thing, is that like a real true architect in my mind is both sides of the brain, right? Like I think the star architect concept is dead. I do. And I know that people still want to say this architect's doing great work, but don't forget that architect is working with an army of talented people. There's no way that one person is doing one thing. And I think that we need to sort of erase that, because there are the builders who are doing a fantastic job.
It's a stigma that has been around forever and ever and ever about the architect, right?
Yeah.
Architect's always the smartest one in the room.
Yeah. Sometimes, generally the biggest ego in the room, right? And I think that that's part of it, is that there are, to say that we don't work with other people would be a lie.
Do you think that that's lessened though, that stigma of the architect?
I think it has become a little less like that.
I think it has.
I think there's less about like the guy who goes and does a sketch on a napkin and then everyone says, "Oh my God," However, I think that and not to diminish our role, but I think to even say like the architect is the lead on a lot of those things, it's not necessarily true. I mean, it's working on a theater, so we're working with an acoustic engineer that's doing theaters all over the world. They are awesome at what they do, and there would be no way that we would be able to come up with the right design.
You don't have the expertise,
right? And it would. That's the crux of the whole project. Is how does it sound? So we're doing a bunch of super cool stuff and adding some things in the back, X, Y, Z, but like without that person, right? And then without the person who's building it, and without the structural engineer that's helping us do these wacky things that the acoustic engineer is asking us to do. So I do agree that it is less about the one person who is doing the good stuff. However, I do think that it's still like, well, this architecture firm, and I think like there are definitely groups that are working together to make good stuff, right? And they're definitely spearheaded by an architect from the design perspective, and that's what gets the most credit. However, a lot of the feats that are being performed now by builders and other consultants absolutely are part of that. I really just believe it's a collaborative process. I think saying it's just one person or one group of people, I think is not accurate. I mean, I think beyond not giving credit where credit's due, I think it's not a fair representation of sort of how it actually goes.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. I mean, we see drawings